let you do this part of where they are, because.
Yeah, this is, you're in the NASA Center for Climate Simulation. Takes up about half of this building. It's one of NASA's two supercomputer centers. So there's a very large number of processors downstairs. I never can remember the number, 10,000 something. And a lot of the, and we run some of the major Earth science simulation codes, and computer simulation codes have become a very important aspect of studying climate science and the Earth and the like. And I run a group called the Scientific Visualization Studio, and what we do is create visuals of the results out of NASA missions and simulations and the like. And you're in the hyperwall room, we call it, a very large screen display that allows us to show a lot of information at one time. There are a number of them on site, and we take one around. This is Dr. Lynn Chambers, who's going to talk to you about her work and the work at Langley. And then when we're through with that, then I will show you a little bit more general visualization. Go, just one second. Fine, go here, hit Control C. Because we're going to do these separately, and that kind of screws it up if you're not careful. So now, just hit return until you see the prompt. Okay, so now she should be fine. Okay? Hold on. Did it screw it up? What's going on?
Okay, well, let me just
taking over.
talk while they're figuring this out. So what we're going to do today, hopefully, if the technology will cooperate, is we're going to show you. So I think many of you are familiar with the Globe Earth System poster that's over there on the picture. And so what we're working on, and Dan Ostra, if you would raise your hand, say hi.
Hey, everybody.
There's a part of my team, my NASA data team. He's the technical genius behind this. Basically what we're doing is we're creating an interactive version of this poster where you can get access to data for several years for these parameters. So we're going to show you some of that. We're both from NASA Langley Research Center, which is about 200 miles away on the east coast of Virginia. So we're just here to show you this. And so we're going to give you a little bit of propaganda if it works from NASA Langley, since you haven't been able to visit NASA Langley. So let's see if it works. There's a few seconds here. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Oh,
Wrong bit.
oh, there it is.
Before flights, there are ideas. Before missions, answers. And before exploration comes innovation. It's the way NASA works. And for nearly 100 years, a first stop for answers and ideas, the Langley Research Center, the birthplace of NASA. This is where the aviation industry we rely on was created, where astronauts trained and the space program was launched, and where, right now, climate change is being tracked from space. Today, the Langley Research Center jumpstarts what's next for NASA and what makes life better for all of us. Here, the scientists, engineers, and creative problem solvers have innovation in their DNA and tackle some of the most complex challenges of our time, like designing greener, quieter aircraft and a safe interstate skyway, developing the earliest robotic spacecraft, and paving the way for planetary exploration, uncovering how our atmosphere is changing and how that impacts everything from air travel to climate change, and making renewable energy sources viable, not just vital. Langley's is a vision of safer, faster, more affordable airplanes, of personal journeys into space, of a world where climate change is no longer a threat. It's a vision based on answers and ideas. And with those, Langley is creating the future.
Okay.
meatballs come a long way.
All right, so again, our mission here is to take this printed poster that many of you have used and to transform it into an online activity or an online resource that can extend the learning from that poster into more dimensions and enable students to do inquiry in a lot more ways than you can just do with the static poster. So, I can't remember what comes next. You're our first audience for this, so we're working it out. Okay, so with the poster, you have the Earth System learning activities, which were in this booklet was in your bag when you registered. So it has activities of how you can take the static poster, and for example, you can cut it out into pieces and use the different pieces. So what we're doing is we're tying this into My NASA Data, which is a website, NASA website, where we take data and make it accessible to students. And so you're seeing here kind of a little short demo of some of the different pieces on the website. And the different audiences that we try to serve with the website. And then here is where you can access the data. So the live access server, there are 5 different types that you can go to. So this is just showing you how that would look. So you can go here and you can pick your area, aerosols, pick your parameter right here. So we're going to look at aerosol optical depth. And so there is aerosol optical depth for March of 2000. You can zoom in. You can see, so now we can see the eastern U.S. Zoom in again. And so you can see, so we're located somewhere right around here today. Now you can change that to, instead of looking at a map, looking at a time series. So now we're looking for that location at change over about, it's like a year right there. And then you can change where your location is just by clicking, and you get the distribution of aerosols for those different locations. So you can very easily click through and see what the variation is of aerosols or any of the other parameters that are available.
What date ranges?
It depends on the data. So we're getting this data from different instruments on different satellites, and what's available is what's available. So this is our concept of what the digital Earth System poster is going to look like. So right now we've only got 2 of the parameters, but basically different years, and then you click on them, and then this shows you an animation of that parameter over that year. So in the final version, the plan is to have that a little bit bigger so you can see a little bit more. But again, just click on it, and you can see the soil moisture changes over time. Okay, so back to my NASA data. Okay, so that's kind of the concept. I guess, Dan, the plan is to have that done fairly soon.
Hopefully by the end of the year, yes.
Yeah. So now here we're looking at some of the data. So this is monthly precipitation from TRIM. Down there in the corner, there's monthly precipitation from a different source, GPCP. And then with the live access server, it allows you to also export to Google Earth. So here we're looking at that data set on Google Earth.
How cool is that?
And then again, you can get your time series. And over here, the very tiny numbers, you can actually export. Once you figure out what you want to look at, you can actually look at the numbers and then do whatever project you want to do with them. So you can see, all the features of Google Earth. You can zoom in, you can turn, you can find different places. And then you can compare different parameters. So this is TRIM, this is the tropical rainfall measuring mission, so it only goes about 40 north to south. GPCP is a global product, so if you live outside the tropics, you can use that to get the information.
So you'll be able to get data from either TRIM or GPCP?
Yeah, we have both of those in the My NASA data server now. And GPCP is a composite thing, so it actually includes some of the TRIM data within it, and then the TRIM itself. So here, we're actually within Google Earth, you can create a time series plot within the Google Earth interface as well. Okay, I guess you can switch to the next one. So here's another example. This is sea surface temperature. So you can see the variation of temperature over there on the graph. And here is chlorophyll. So this is sort of a measure of how much life, vegetation is happening. And you can compare that to the sea surface temperature, and you can notice things like, vegetation is concentrated around the coast areas. And again, Google Earth, there's the time series. Okay, this particular data set is available for 13 years from 2000 to basically current. I mean, we update this pretty regularly. So that's there. So you can kind of watch that. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, just third example, this is back to aerosol optical depth. So there's MISR, and here's data from Calypso. Calypso, if anybody was in the CloudSat training session, Calypso is the satellite that's closest to them in the A-Train. And one interesting thing that I noticed this morning, I haven't looked at these on this screen before, the Calypso data is consistently lower in optical depth than the MISR data. So there's a puzzle that I'm going to take back to our scientists, but there's a puzzle that your students might be able to notice as they start looking at these data. So again, very interesting information.
So you've noticed same spot and you're getting higher readings.
Yeah, I mean,
off
if
of
you
that
just
MISR.
look and, what caught me
More
is
red.
this is more purple and that's more blue. And
Yeah.
purple is
Yeah,
was
whereas there's
lower.
like no reds
Yeah,
shot up on
so
that.
very interesting stuff. All right, I think the last one. Okay, it's just back to this. So if you're interested in exploring the MyNASA data site for the live access server now, there's the website. Actually, that's not our correct email address, is it? Oops.
Ooh, no, it's not.
Don't use that. Go to the website.
Just go to the website,
and you'll
yeah.
Find a contact us link. And when we have the Earth System poster ready, we'll put an announcement on that main page. We'll also send it out through the Globe mailing list so that you will have that information available to you. So, yes.
Is there a lot of us spent time in a visualization session? Is there an easy way to link these data, or at least to have a hot link so that you could just toggle between these data and the Globe data easily?
I don't know. That's a conversation that we'll have to have with them once we get this part fixed. I mean, in principle, it should be possible, but I am really not sure what their visualization system is running on and how easy or hard it would be to do that.
Yeah, so you can, there's a link where you can export external data in Cornell, and there's two things in there. One's a population and the other, I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
There's only two in there right now
Yeah.
where you can, and he said if you have ideas of external data you'd like to have on here,
Okay.
send it to me.
So was
Cornell.
that Cornell?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was also talking with Todd Ensign yesterday, and he said that the new version of ArcGIS Explorer, the online version, the free online version, has some really amazing capabilities, which we need to look into to see if we can get this stuff in there, because that might be a really good solution as well. All right, any other questions or comments about this? All right, so then Horace, you can wow them with all sorts of other stuff.
Okay.